All right, welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art, and once again we are here on, I think this is like part 35 of our Lord of the Rings book quest run, which means we could be anywhere from 60 to 90 plus hours in to the footage that we recorded in various ways with our character Black Lodge. So at the end of last time, I was experiencing frustration. Isengard finished, it sort of got into the story beats that I thought made sense for it to get into. It just took way too long, in my opinion, to get there. And I had to go to the bathroom, and like a lot of things. Like it ended up being like a 6-hour monster session. It's too damn long. The book was too damn long. I even said multiple times I would have broken it up into 3 books. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. But I wanted to come back a little bit before we really get into the next thing to talk about what has happened off camera, which is, obviously you can see up the top here, I'm level 71, which means I've been questing because I figured I might need to get to level 75 to continue with the main book quest, because it's a level 75 quest. Turns out that's not true. I was level 69 at the time, and you just need to, quest needs you to be within 5 levels. So as soon as I hit 70, I was good to go. But I didn't, because I've been questing in Dunland, and what started off as, hey, I'm not going to pay too much attention. I'm just going to load up my quest log with things to do and just bang them out. Started to win me over. So I did some stuff here in, I don't know what this word is, something Eglin. Some of those quests took me into this fortress here where I, summoned the main bad guy and fought him. That was a little bit what was going on. A lot of what I did was down here in the Dunbog. It's sort of an area if you remember, is like, I'm just going to blow through this. I'm just going to do a couple and keep moving on with the book quest. I'm not going to stop and help them. And a lot of it was like, kill 10 of these, 7 of these, collect mud balls, things like that. But eventually the quest chain started to culminate into, rallying hunters from around the bog and then launching an attack on, what was an attack? It was on this town up here, sort of overrun by like abomination orcs and trolls. And you start to learn like, hey, they just want to be left alone. They've broken away from Saruman, and the local, clan down here in Dunbog had just assumed they were evil and kept killing them, and eventually just like, whoa. So you get to make a choice. Do you finish them off? Do you get to let them live? There's this pristine glade, which I had no memory of whatsoever. And it's just this like out of the way area that's visually beautiful. And, one of the hunters is in there, and he's sort of mounting a defense from like, prodding Saruman forces that are trying to defile the glade. Again, it's just like a couple of wave battles, but like I said before, the context makes it more interesting than the actual content often is. Turned into the big set piece here, and this set piece ends up, clearing siege engines, siege weapons, and things like that. I don't know why they had siege weapons if they were just wanting to be left alone, and you end up sort of going down the river, I think, and you end up like on like these hills overlooking Wolf's Cleft. And Wolf's Cleft, oh no, Sarah, this is the overlook right here, sorry, where the horse is. And like you're overlooking Wolf's Cleft, and I couldn't tell if they were trying to tell me it had been overrun by Saruman friendly clan, or if it had been liberated because we destroyed the siege engines in the town overlooking it. And I started doing a little bit of questing here, but I went back to Dunland and started focusing more on that. And then I've been finishing up here in this Gravenwood area, because if you remember, you had a couple ways you could enter Rohan if you wanted to. One was through the Gravenwood, and one was through the other direction. I was like, I'll take the other one. It seems a little safer, not dealing with undead. But then, there's quest chains that start here at like, there's a guy here that's like the son of the king of Gondor. Like, I don't know if it's Theodred or Theoden or something like that, but Oh no, the Bone Vales is where I skipped. Sorry, confusing. And yeah, it's turned into these whole quest chains of, you know, like kind of like spooky witch shit. You know, there's like this old woman they've been tracking that seems suspicious. And you start seeing like all these things kind of going on, and it culminates in like a series of missions where like she's sort of working with the undead in the Slate of Shadows down here. Like it's been like it's been pretty interesting for all my belly aching about how like, oh, the last thing was so, you know, uninspired, and then, you know, I'm end up staying up till like 3 a.m. doing these quests, hitting the wrong button. And so I wanted to get into that a little bit because I wanted to show that like I could have stopped. I was playing till 3 o'clock in the morning last night. You know, and part of it is that, you know, addictive, you know, just one more turn kind of mentality, which may not be super healthy, but yeah, you know, there I was just like, all of a sudden it was like 3 a.m. and I was like, I could just skip all these quests, but I think I want to kind of see what happens. So these quests, you know, so we sort of uncover like the woman in a sort of, she's like an older woman like Sarah Oakheart was way back when. And yeah, you know, she's got like 2 helpers. They're doing like this summoning ritual. We managed to interrupt it. I don't know if it was a ranger or like a ally of Theodred. You know, we lose him in the process. But we managed to sort of jam them up enough to keep them from completely succeeding, I think. And then we have to continue on to like investigate, you know, disturbances like in the ground surrounding, I don't know if we can see one. Like there's these massive trees, like a summoning tree. Can't see one from here, but yeah, so I mean, again, you can see like the quest is now just kill 10 of these things, but and I'm not gonna, you know, pay too close attention, but it was something as I was sort of skimming, I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of like an interesting little chain that's developing into something much more than I was expecting. And then the other thing I did, you know, obviously like Aubrey the Weird One is, you know, now that Louis 7, and I know they did some videos together before he stopped recording, but, or maybe he is recording, just not Lotro stuff, but Aubrey the Weird One, you know, at the time it's recording over the weekend, I had like on a side monitor while I was, you know, just questing. I think she's doing like a Warden speed run. And again, at the time of this recording, I think she's like in like the Innuminas stuff that, you know, we did a while ago. And, you know, I noticed that she was playing on like sort of world difficulty level 3. And you're going to see here I might start to die. Because I'm not paying attention. And so I started like, you know, clearly, you know, she knows the game. You know, she knows what she's doing. She knows how the numbers work. So she's definitely going to be like a much more skilled player than I would ever be. But at the same time, it didn't seem like she was struggling. And clearly, like, again, you know, like, she's a better player than I am. So her not struggling doesn't mean that I wouldn't. But it made me look into it a little more. And, you know, for a long time, I kept a pocket item on my character that gave me a boost to monster kills. And I always have been hesitant to unequip that because, you know, we're not doing a ton of questing, so I need as much help as I can get, XP-wise, to keep up. And it never occurred to me that, you know, you would get bonus experience from upping the world difficulty, but you do. And so she was running at level 3, and apparently what a lot of people say on the interwebs is that level 3 is the sweet spot. And so I gave it a shot, and for my dumb ass, it was one notch above the sweet spot. So, but that level 3 sweet spot, you get plus 20% experience for monster kills. And you get plus 5 virtue XP or something, 5%. You know, so there's a couple things you get for it. And it's not that different than keeping the item in your pocket that gives you the bonus XP for monster kills. It's a little bit less, but it's not markedly less. Place the desecrated ox skull before the tent of the Ox Clan's captain. Is that the tent there? So, I gave level 3 a shot when I was doing some questing around... there's a mine here somewhere, the Barnoven Mine. And at level 3, you take double damage. You do, like... You do less damage. I don't know what the percent... I don't know if it's half or, like... you know, I don't know what it is exactly, but... and I can tell you, like, I definitely felt the double damage, but also at level 3, enemies get special attacks. And... Oops, I just screwed that up. And the special attacks in particular were potent. And so I started dying a lot more, and I started really having to pay attention. And I confess that after doing 3 for a little bit, I was like, you know what? For what I'm wanting out of this, I think I want one notch down. I don't mind it being a little tougher. I like the bonus. So now I'm only getting, like, instead of 20%, I might be getting 15% bonus on monster kill. So it's definitely losing a bit there. And it's like 2 or 3% bonus on virtue instead of 5. Whoop. But what happens is when, you know, I get stunned like that, it becomes much more important for me to react. You know, before, you know, I might, like, you know, answer a text or something while I wait for it to recover, you know, but now it's a lot more important to, when you see an area of effect, get out of it. If you're getting status effects, clear them if you can. Even at a level 2, like, you can kind of get knocked down if you're not careful. So yeah, just, you know, I never really gave it much thought, you know, what it meant, and then realized, oh, that's how you do it. So, like, now it's, you know, I can get out of that a little bit and get back to the fight. I have to focus more on making sure I heal. If you get jumped by a group, you really have to pay attention. And so I'm not going to say, like, it's, you know, a game changer per se for me, but I get it. And I'm enjoying running around at level 2, having a little bit more. You know, I'm just going to... having a little bit more to work with.
I hope we will find...
We'll say a lot of the stuff I'm getting is not really worth it. 9, 7, 6. So I'm just taking a lot of the heavy stuff because it's the most expensive.
Time is short. So is hope. Dunlundings rally to the banner of the White Hand.
I think Elfrith is... This is like the Rohirrim scout camp. That's the main... Oh, no, he's down there. All right. Oh, right. Okay, so he's helping with the stampede. Okay. I thought Elfrith was at the camp, but maybe he's bounced for a minute. Anyway, so this is going to be a longer video. I'm going to have to figure out how to, you know, break it up into chunks and blah, blah, blah. And it's ironic because after the last video was a longer video in a, for me, a more unpleasant way. It was fun to, you know, jump into the game. And, you know, have it suck you in. And, you know, again, I don't know if most people play MMOs to get sucked in, but I will say last night I got sucked in. And it was a really nice surprise to sort of counterpoint the last session. And then what else did I do? You know, I sort of figured out a little bit about legendary weapons. You know, for the longest time, am I being attacked now? Everybody already knows this, but you know, there's a legendary item panel. I don't know how to make it work. I kept trying to figure out how to make it work. I did start to realize you could just like right click on things and it would sort of ask you like, what do you want to attach it to? And then it works, you know? So it's just like really dumb stuff like that I probably should have figured out. So if you see now, you can see like I've got a heraldry on it. I've got a bunch of, you know, bonus gambits. Same thing on here. You know, I've sort of figured out some of these things. I don't know how to get a word of power going, but when I get one, it won't be a total mystery of how to make it work. So I don't know if these if this is just like leftover cruft that could just as easily be pulled out. Yeah, I have no idea. Because often with these things, it's, you know, like trying to drag it onto an empty slot in a window, and I kept trying to figure out how do I do that. And then finally I was like, hey, let me just right click it and see what, and it worked. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, these are Theodred's things, and basically each one
Welcome, my friend.
gives you a series of side quests.
Hail, friend. May I have a moment of
And they're
your
not
time?
super interesting, but it's sort of the idea, like part of this is to help clear the path for the Grey Company.
Greetings. You have a moment. I have need of your assistance.
But I also will say, you know, you just noticed it there, like, there have been some things where, again, I don't know if lag is the right word for it. It's been awful. Like I was telling you about this set piece where you're clearing siege engines from the town overlooking Wolf Cleft, and then you get to decide you kill the abominations or let them, blah, blah, blah. That battle was broken. Not broken. Broken's a strong word, but there was lag there where I thought the game had just hung up or wigged out and didn't realize that I was, you know, I was trying to participate, or, you know, like it was telling me like I clicked on somebody when I hadn't, it was already in use. Like just a ton of stuff was going on, and I thought like I might have to like quit the game. And I know that's something I have mentioned a few times, like, you know, oh, like, yeah, there's like my input doesn't seem to be happening as fast as I'm hitting the keys. It gets, it's part of why I dropped down from the level 3 difficulty. Part of why I would get killed is because with level 3, at least for me as a not so skilled player, you really have to be on your game at times. And having input lag so that your gambit gets thrown off from being a healing one to just being nonsense is enough to get you killed. And it happened a few times, and I was like, okay, I'm not looking for that level of intensity from Lotro. Like, I think part of what I've said about this game is I like that it's kind of a chill run through Middle-earth. So it's definitely a little less chill, but it's not like one mistake and you're dead, which I think you can turn it into if you get it high enough. And like, it's important to interrupt. You can't just take that for granted. I think you get really high up in the difficulty chain, you can make it like genuinely challenging and fun for like a fellowship to run around doing mundane things, which honestly I think is great. Not that I'll ever take advantage of it, because clearly I have no friends But you know, what I've heard after I started looking into, like, wait, what exactly does this do? I know it makes it harder, but what else happens with it? You know, people would say, like, you know, you get high enough levels, like you have a fellowship, and the fellowship actually has to, like, really be on their game. Everybody has to know their roles, and so it's like doing like a mini raid just in the middle of the open. Start clearing some of these. I also restructured my bars around a little bit. You know, so I got all of my musters. I never got muster in Hall 21. I guess I didn't get friendly enough. Got a lot of my musters together, you know, crafting stuff that I never use. I put my stances next to each other instead of on top of each other. And then these are the ones that let you do 2 at a time. And I was like, oh, maybe I should figure out how to use these. But the cooldown is 15 seconds. So it's not like you can swap them in for actual gambit replacements. But sometimes, you know, so I put them all there so I can actually sort of see them and be like, okay. Like the one I think is useful is shield and shield, because that's like a quick shield up to get some bonus defense. So you can just do that with like 1 key press and be good to go. Again, not that I'm going to get good at this. The one I'm curious about is this one, the Way of the Spear. Wardens know that the surest path to victory is relying on the basics. The skill changes to match the type of the last gambit used. And it consumes all your advanced techniques. So something I'm going to take this guy out because he's going to walk up on me while I'm killing. So once I start doing gambits, there's going to be an icon that says you've reached level 1, level 2, level 3. So like this is a level 3 gambit. So right there. And when I click this, it doesn't always work, so I'm not quite sure when the right time is to fire it off, so I'll have to look that up. But I think what it does is it takes this, whatever that is, and does something. You know, it takes whatever that level gambit chain is. I thought it burns that resource somehow, but I might have that wrong. So they're still raising forests to the ground, a lot of wood. Probably sending it back to Isengard. And I will say that like Fierce Resolve has gotten a lot more important at this harder level. The healing's not as great as pure healing gambits, but it definitely helps out while whittling down the damage. Okay, so we've scouted, we've got the heads. They're probably going to send us back to kill... Well, maybe not. And I will say,
is welcome, friend.
One of these sort of series of quests was called Eyes in the Forest or something like that. That one, I will say, was a little tricky to get through.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
So you can see, like, this light armor, but the medium armor is roughly what I'm already working with.
Welcome, my friend.
Okay, so now we can head back to the scout camp. Yeah, the Eyes in the Forest one, whatever that one was called, that one was really tricky because it had like, I don't know if it was like 5 subquests instead of 3, and it involved like summoning a guy who would then give you the quest, but you had to be in pretty specific places, and it's not clear where you had to be to get him to fire off. So there was one I just couldn't get to fire off, so I was sort of like scrounging the internet and got the exact map coordinates. So I finally worked my way through that, but I had seen other people saying like, yeah, that one can feel a little buggy. It's a little particular. Anyway, that's, you know, and, you know, combined with like, you know, some of the real slowdown I was having that was jamming me up, and there were some things that were a little tricky on the technical side that usually I'm just able to like, whatever. All right, let me just double check. I was gonna stick to the roads, but I was like, let me just see if it seems like it's a clear shot, and it does, so. Yeah, and so anyway, the point of it is, like, I've basically almost done 2 levels of, here you go, like, I'm just jammed up, stopped. Like, this is what was happening in the instance. You know, I couldn't talk to people, I couldn't tell what was going on. Sometimes I could move, but it wouldn't, like, so now it's gonna probably kill me because I can't fight, so let me switch stances, I guess, and see if it'll at least let me. Like, I'm trapped now, but I feel like that was not the case a second ago. Or maybe it was. Maybe that's. Because there were orc traps as part of it. So, you know, if I missed something, I apologize. So in this case, it might have been a trap. And, you know, again, that's as designed. Oh, these are the trees. They had us scouting the trees for stuff going on there. I apologize. There might be some noise outside, so I might talk a little less for a minute. Okay, I'm going to keep going, and if the noise is there, the noise is there. It's not horrific, but let's get back to the camp, and oops, I overshot the camp. I'm sort of hoping we're getting near the end of this quest, because I'm actually, so you can see now, this Halbarad is the main quest. I'm kind of ready to move on, but I have enjoyed where some of this has gone.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
This is a bit of a bump again, but vitality goes down, so I never know what's more important. Like, is 9 points of vitality, it's a number I can see go up? Or is it better to have 14 points of armor? Seems arbitrary, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one that's the most valuable.
Greetings. You have a moment. I have need of your assistance.
All right, so we're going to head to the mustering tree, and I'm hoping, like, taking a stand, this is going to sort of wrap up.
Theodred's scouts are a brave lot, but I am uncertain that facing the combined might of the Ox clan and the Dragon clan is the wisest course of action. Perhaps with a hero's aid, they may indeed stave off the storm blowing south to Rohan.
Plan Black Lodge. We are few against 2 companies of Dunlending warriors. I plan only to take as many of them as I can with me to the grave and hope that my sacrifice is not in vain. Cannot fault you for preserving your own life, so if the battle goes ill, you may take long stride and escape from the battle. To arms, brother, for Earl, or whatever. For Helm, to arms. This is actually something that was in the... I might be conflating two things. Maybe the invading the town was not the... Maybe, I don't know, there was a horse where you hopped on the horse and sort of like narrowly escaped a burning... Okay, so we have to defend this for 8 minutes. There we go. Just dinged level 72. So again, we've done 2 levels of content I didn't actually need to do, but I have been enjoying. Why am I... Oh, because we switched areas, okay. So I think we gotta be careful. So I'm gonna drop 2 bleeds on them and then hope they finish it off. Try and get to the other side. See if I can engage all 3, maybe? It's gonna be tough. So now I gotta go into heal mode, because that captain is a okay, it's not letting me. Okay. Gambit's a total mess, but let me try and clean that up. So apparently part of this added difficulty is you want to turn it on before level 11 to get like max recognition for it. Like you might get different titles or different stuff like that, but I've heard it's like level 11 is the number you want. Are there 2 there? I confess I can't recall exactly why this tree is so important, but it did seem to have something to do. Like it was where, like, again, there were disturbances around the tree where, like, certain things were dug up or, like, undead were buried here as part of, like, the summoning kind of rituals that were going on. There's a captain who's going to be a signature. Another thing you can see is I'm almost at 5,000 morale, so I've been, you know, definitely going for vitality equipment, and then I started focusing on, you know, it's the little things, like I didn't have all of my virtues slotted, so I picked another virtue to start leveling. You know, and I did a little bit of research. You know, and there's like the typical, do you want to go red, all-out attack, or blue? And most people go red, but there's, even though it makes it a little slower, there's a part of me that tends to lean towards tanking defensive, even though I'm just doing solo PvE. Because it's like the spirit of the class. And also, like, all the differences are like plus 1% this, 0.2% that. Like, how much of that do you really feel? I'm sure over time it sort of snowballs and compounds, but I think they got, well, he's closer to the tree, so I'll take them out. Now, I am curious what happens in 6 seconds when we exhaust the timer. Talk to Leoford at the scout camp. Okay. Oop. I didn't do anything there. I just did it. Okay, I write this letter in haste, for many great tasks are at hand. I've been long away. Make for Rohan at this very moment, and you should ride there with all speed. I cannot see the future, but I know you will be sorely needed in that land. Yeah, so we're headed there anyway, so I'm going to just take that because I don't know exactly what it means. I don't want to just click the button, though. I want to drive in there.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
I was rendered unconscious during the battle, but apparently the Dunlendings thought me dead. When they had removed themselves from the mustering tree, your ranger friend found me and brought me back here. I will live, but others are lost forever in song. Our lost companions will be missed, but I believe our actions will hinder the war efforts of the Dunlendings, though to what degree I cannot say. Again, I'm just going to... Well, let me just make sure of this cape, but yeah, it's all the same.
The Rohirrim are grateful for your
Coming
aid.
to a conclusion, okay. Okay, word has come via Kraben from one of the Boar clan scouts who are aiding us in this accursed place. Uella reports that she may have found the witch your ranger's friends seek, this old woman of the mountain. Okay, so she's waiting by the road. Yeah, so it's all been sort of about her. Where is this? It's way up there. So, yeah, if you remember, this clan up here sort of double-crossed us, so this one's called Tal Petrus. So again, I'm holding off on picking up the main quest for now.
How may I help you?
Just so it doesn't get too confusing. Started like not caring about this stuff so much, like the essences. I was holding on to them until I could figure out how they worked, and you know, I figured out how some of it worked, and that's kind of good enough. I will say one thing that was clogging up my inventory was stuff for my home. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if I just didn't update. Like, some of that, like, you put stuff on the wall and then it, like, blocks the doors so you can't walk into the other room. Like, there's some stuff that's, like, not quite ready. And so it's one of those things where, like, I don't actually care about any of that stuff anyway. I was like, oh, I'll just go through its paces. But then it's a little messed up. So I was just like, ugh, okay, I can't be bothered with this. So I'll probably just dump that kind of stuff from now on. Okay, so I already forgot.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Nope, we can't get there. Okay. I was hoping I could just shoot up the road. I'm hanging out with my kid, and this is a side thing, and this is going to be... It's me going to be throwing straight fire as on one of our sessions, our tabletop sessions, you know, Saving Private Ryan came up, and I mentioned that, you know, I don't love that movie, and Matt was... he was like, wait, what? Stop right there. And I was like, yeah, no. And so, you know, some... relatives have been watching Band of Brothers. It was like, oh, I might want to rewatch it. You know, my kid was like, oh, I'd give that a shot. I'm like, yeah, you know, honestly, it's good. It's really good, you know, and it's, you know, a really well done, entertaining way to, you know, like get a bit of history, important history. And there we go. And so we start watching Band of Brothers, and, you know, over the weekend, wife's out of town, throwing out some movie options, you know, like a whole list. And, you know, my kid's like, let's actually try Saving Private Ryan. You said it sort of is what made Band of Brothers possible. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so discovered a path leading from the road to Tal Methedras. There's an evil air about the path, so not going there. Okay, so let's... Oh, we're going back to... Okay. And so we watch it, and, you know... My kid's like, yeah, no, it was good. It was sad. I'm like, yeah. No, it's... but it just, like, reinforced... I still don't dig that movie. I guess you can only get back to Galtrev, and maybe from the Galtrev we can then fast travel to the camp. I'm just curious to see if there's a way to fast travel from here to the Rohirrim camp. You know, obviously... And this is what I said to Matt, like the invasion sequence in the beginning and the hold the bridge scene at the end are just masterclasses in action filmmaking. Just, you know, a masterclass.
Will you remain here long?
I don't know if it's going to let me... Oh, here we go. Will let me. Okay. And everything in between and before, like... I just don't care for it. The opening speech where the guy's reading the letter from Abraham Lincoln, but then he sits down very solemnly because he's actually got it memorized. It's just cheesy touch after cheesy touch. And everybody's standing around looking at him like, oh man, this is like the heaviest, most impactful thing I've ever heard. And I'm just like, this is... Or like dialogue that gets super on the nose that nobody has any... Like, you know, Tom Hanks out of nowhere, you know, just explaining to camera how... commanding officers deal with the tough orders they give. Like, I'm just going to tell you how it is. It's just things that, like, it's like, you know, fan fiction history screenwriter, you know, wants to make these points, but in reality, there's not an organic way to do it. So he just, and then, you know, like, you know, so I save 10 lives, 100 lives by sacrificing one, right? That's the math. And you're just going, Jesus, okay. And then the other guy's like, but what if the mission is the man? And you're just like, oh, that's a very perfect line. And you just, eventually you're just like, you got to stop doing this. Or like Vin Diesel, you know, he gets killed, you know, holding a young girl, like, because the dad wants to give the girl to the soldiers to, because I can sort of get the dad's hysterical. And the wife's telling him, you're an idiot, don't do it. The daughter's screaming, don't let me go. But Vin Diesel's like, I gotta take her, sir. She looks like my niece. You're like, what? And what's step 2? Like, do you take her with you to Save Private Ryan? Like, what? everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, no, I got to do it. And it's just like, oh my God, there's so many things about it that are so, and then of course, you know, clearly, you know, the old man, oops, I just banged the mic. I apologize. It was like a deliberate mislead that old man in the beginning, spoiler alerts for this movie, just is a certain character, is Tom Hanks, and it's not Tom Hanks. But I found that, like, you know, it's like, well, they didn't technically blah, 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 like they did in the end, like they morphed between that guy and who the character is. I'm like, no, but they did like some matching actions. Like they did things like that weren't an accident to mislead you for no reason. You know, and it's just so cheesy. Like, tell me I'm a good man. Like internally, that's exactly what he's thinking. And that's why he's so broken and breaks down crying and collapses at the gravesite. But then he turns and just says it all. And then the wife is looking at him like, huh, Captain Miller. You would think in the time of their whole marriage, like, did he not mention like what this man means to him? And like, this is why we're going to Norman. Like, I don't know. The story itself, of course, seems dumb. And I know like they mentioned the Sullivan brothers, which is a true thing that made it so you didn't keep siblings together, family together. But this seems like a complete overreaction by top level brass, who I think would get like the enormity of what Normandy means. Instead of just sitting there ponderously looking off in the distance, reciting memorized letters. It's so and you just sit there and you're like, you know, like so many unbelievable, heroic, you know, sacrifices were made in real life. And that's what makes Band of Brothers so good, is that it's basically, you know, it's true-ish, you know, when you adapt a book. And I know there's some controversy about Stephen Ambrose as an author, but you know, you don't need to do all that. You just let these people be real people, and then through their ordinariness, so to speak, you realize how extraordinary they really were, and they don't explain shit. It's just like, oh my God, it's so much better. Okay, talk to Leif Ward at the scout camp, so he should be here somewhere. Anyway, end of rant, but it just reiterated that The Thin Red Line's a better film. There, I said it. Boom. Come at me in the comments, you know, whatever. Okay, Sergeant's correct. Our mission here was both a success and a failure. We can no longer tarry here, for both the Ox and Dragon clans are aware of our presence. We will come along as we can, but in the meantime, journey south to Forthbrand in the Eisendale and report to Ardwin. Let him know that the Dunlendings are coming, and in greater force than we could imagine. Okay, so let's see. We might have done it. Like, we might have done all we can here in the Dunland to help as we can, and it's time to move on to Frothbond. Now, I was down here already, because I didn't know where to go to get quests to get to level. I thought it could be potentially 75. So I have poked my head down there, but then I was like, you know what, let me see what was going on, because I remembered, like, no, wait, I skipped this entire thing. You know, let me just go start there, and maybe there's like some, and it worked. It was good, and it turned out to be great. As I said, I stayed up till 3 in the morning last night.
Crossroads, and sooner than I expected.
Again, this is gonna be a long session, but this is by choice this time. Colleague confused by cats. Level 150. Whoa! Again, I'm always impressed. Okay, we've come to the crossroads, and sooner than I expected. I want to help the Prince of Rohan, for without his aid and that of his doughty warriors, my men and I would still be captive of the Falcon clan. But we cannot abandon our journey. Our duty lies with Aragorn, and we must find him in Rohan or die searching. We cannot stay to help Theodred with his battles. I want you to go with the prince. I want you to lend him your strength and your wisdom and your courage. You can travel south more swiftly than we can, even hale and hardy. Our diminished number would take some time to make ready, and we are wounded and tired. Make your farewells with my kin, Black Lodge. I know they will want to say goodbye. Cyrodion is there by the fire. He knows what I have in mind, though the others may not. Do I have to choose? Yeah, I'm going to take the fine gray tum. You know, like, do I choose? Oh, I don't have to do it yet. So here we go. Book 5, Chapter 1. We have started this, and we're going to start by breaking away from the Grey Company a little bit.
Halbarad told me his decision, and I will not speak against it.
But I will miss you, Black Lodge, and I wish you might still travel with us. I know Erebrandir feels the same way. He's not forgotten the farrier who crafted him a new shoe in Holland, nor the man who saved the farrier. You have a skill beyond strength of arms or the reach of knowledge, Black Lodge. You and friends wherever you tread, and you find friends wherever you tread, and where they cannot be found, you make them with kindness and generosity. Halbarad does not realize how close he came to spending the rest of his days in the prison caves of Turamova, but I do. Consider this, my friend, and do not forget it. Prince Theodred was at the camp for days before you escaped from Isengard, and held counsel with me, but he did not move to rescue my kin until he spoke with you. Nay, do not console me. I am not ashamed. Your ability to rally people to your side is yours alone, and it is a power you must not forget. It has saved many lives already, and I know it will again. Okay, so I'm going to take a fine Grey Company as sort of like did I earn it? No, the Grey Company is something special, but like I sort of like, hey, you know, like you earned this, man.
You do not need me to tell you these things.
You've seen within the Ring of Isengard and escaped to tell the tale. You'll be great help to Prince Theodred, I do not doubt it. I saw Cornir down the path to the northwest not long ago. You should find him and bid him farewell. Oh, they might give you the full cosmetic outfit. Oh, that might be fun to wear. I'm not a cosmetics kind of guy, but like when it's like story appropriate. What am I wearing? Yeah, like this, you know, it's a cute outfit. It's, you know, it's a solid looking tough guy outfit. It feels appropriate, but
You are leaving us now. How can this be Halbarad's decision?
But when it's earned through story, that might be interesting. Okay. Cornir stares at his feet for a short moment before he meets your gaze again. I suppose the Prince of Rohan has need of you. I cannot blame Halbarad for wanting you to help hold the fords of the Eisen. I think your tale of the army Saruman is preparing within Isengard shook him deeply. And if that crossing is lost, then the kingdom of Rohan will surely follow. We've been through a great deal, Black Lodge, have we not? It seemed we would stay within the musty library of Zudragund with Nar and Frithgeir for the rest of our days. Did it not? Even thinking now of climbing up to Nar's peak makes my legs ache. I want you to have these spare boots of mine in memory of our time spent in that high place. I'm going to take the fine Grey Company throughout.
I'm worried about Golodir.
He endured much in the depths of Carn Doom, as you know, and he will never truly forgive himself for Lorneal's death. But his journey has done much to relieve some of his hurts, and I think it's simply this. He has purpose again. There is work to be done, and until we find Aragorn, as we are sworn to do, it remains unfinished. But our captivity in the prison caves changed something within Golodir. There's a dangerous glimmer in his eye that I have not yet seen before. It worries me, Black Lodge. I'm afraid for him. We were speaking not long ago just to the west, but my heart was troubled, and I left him there. Will you seek him out and see if my worries are for naught? I hope they are. My mother always said I worried enough for the whole family, but the dangers through which we have come and to which we ride deserves even more worry than I can imagine. Again, I like, I've always enjoyed, I said it before, I've always enjoyed these beats in the story where you, just take a moment. It's a character moment, you know, it doesn't have to be kill 10 boars for 12 ball sacks to make a...
Halbarad's decision, but I would not leave even if he ordered me home again.
He looks up at you, and you do see a hint of the hardness in his eyes that so upset Cornir. There are matters still left undone here. The cowards who slink in the caves beneath Tal Methedras, they still live. They spoke to us as friends, gave us shelter, took the sweat from our brows, and repaid us with treachery. I will repay them in kind. My lost brethren and my lost friends demand this of me. Lew Brennan? You jest, Black Lodge. He's a fat man whose courage depends on 100 of his people at his back. I've faced the evil of Mordorith. He is gone, and I still live. Lew Brennan is nothing compared to Mordorith. Touché. Fine point.
I I thought you would come with me to take vengeance on Lou Brennan.
But it seems your road lies elsewhere. I'm sorry you will not be there. I know you would gladly join me if urgent matters did not drive you elsewhere. Guladir does not seem to be listening to you. He gestures to the south in the direction of the Tree of Tribute. Calenglad is over that way if you wish to bid farewell to him. Feels like he's been staring at that tree for hours. So yeah, there's the summoning tree, the Tree of Tribute, there's, these all sort of played some kind of role in the witchcraft stuff after we broke up the...
Are we anything more than the flickering of a candle in the gale to something so ancient?
How long do you think this tree has been growing here, Black Lodge? Must be so old and have seen so much. Are we anything more than a flickering of a candle in the gale to something so ancient? Would it even notice if we left this place and never returned? No. The universe, it's part of what makes life so special, is that in the face of the universe, you could make the argument that the math is meaningless, but every moment can be so precious. Whether it's loved ones, families, things you enjoy, things you love doing, kids, spouses, your parents, skydiving, whatever, Calenglad looks weary and his face is more lined than you remember. You were leaving us to aid Theodred? It is no surprise. And you know what, before I keep reading, and then does it matter if we're good, if we're evil, blah, blah, blah. And the answer is yeah, these are all choices. And it's too easy this is what makes life so incredible. It's too easy in the face of the universe or whatever, just be like, nothing matters. And to just be like, whatever. But actively making the choice to make it as good as you can for as many people as you can, that's one of the special things about life. Anyway, you are leaving us to aid Theodred. It is no surprise to me. I overheard Halbarad and Cyrodion discussing courses of action. It seemed likely. I wish our paths did not diverge, but it seems they must, Black Lodge. We all have too many duties in this world.
I am sure Theodred will find a use for you at the fords of the Eisen.
That is a crucial crossing, and it must be held against the forces of Saruman at any cost. We've seen the danger posed by the Dunlending clans, and the armies of Urukshuba held within Isengard sounds of considerable size. Neither of those forces must cross the river Eisen. Calenglad's bleak expression is lightened by a wry smile. You should say goodbye to Radnir. If you do not, we will never hear the end of it. He's Eastfear. I believe he's on the path. So it seems like the basic idea is that the Grey Company is going to keep hunting for Aragorn. But I'm not part of the Grey Company officially, and Theodred and Rohan really needs all the help it can get, so I'm going to be part of that process.
That is the way of it, is it not? We go where we are needed.
Getting traded mid-season, so to speak. Sit with me a moment, Black Lodge. I know you're leaving us and that Theodred is in need of you at the ford. That's the way of it, is it not? We go where we're needed. The Great Company owes its freedom to you and to the Prince of Rohan, and this is how Halbarad seeks to repay the debt to Theodred. Halbarad, yeah. Perhaps he thinks our debt to you is too deep to repay so easily? Radnod raises an eyebrow and subjects you to close scrutiny. Once this is all over, if such a thing is possible, you and I will meet at some inn in some peaceful land, and I will buy you a drink, and you will buy me 3, and we will wonder when we got so old. He looks back at the Tree of Tribute and seems to decide something. I think Calenglad is wrong. I think it's just a tree.
Prestidir will want to say farewell to you before you leave us.
He's northeast of here, so there we go. Does that take us back to the camp? It does, okay. Alright, so a little full circle. So again, saying goodbye to all the rangers we scoured around Middle-earth to find and to bring together for the Grey Company. We now get to sort of put an ending to that chapter of this book.
Be well on the road, and give your courage to Theodred.
If you have the opportunity to rescue Lothrandir from the clutches of Saruman, I hope you'll take it. It's not right for us to abandon him to the enemy. I know it does not look good for him, but there's always hope. You escaped from the pits of Isengard, and Lothrandir is made of stern stuff as well. I regret that we did not have the opportunity to speak more before this parting, my friend. Perhaps our paths will cross again in happier days. All right.
Stay safe on the road, my friend.
Halbarad wanted to see you once you had made your farewells. He's somewhere within the camp. You should return to him and prepare to depart. So what I'm going to do is, before I prepare to depart, let's, got outfit 1, outfit 2, outfit 3. Outfit 3 seems like it's sort of a mishmash of, like I didn't get the full set. What's outfit 4? So I think this is what I'm actually wearing. Okay, so outfit 4 looks open. So let's let's take a look. Supple wool cloak, all right. Gloves. Should be boots. No, I got the boots. What about the pants? Were there no pants? How were there not pants? Alright, so that's sort of the look I'm rocking at the moment. What is outfit 1? What kind of pants am I wearing there? Empty. I'm not wearing pants. Okay. So I guess that's a common thing. So let's do this. This, again, it's not as, this feels like a tough guy frontline look, but for now, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. So let's, but we earned this. So let's go as a Grey Company Ranger for a while.
It has been an honor to travel with you. The Grey Company owes you much, and more.
It's sort of like, it's an honor. Like, I'll wear your uniform as an honor. I'll represent you even as I go on my own path. Know that you are one of us, with ties not of blood, but rather strengthened by blood, the blood of our foes. Our roads entwine this far and may do so again, but for now, it's time of leave-taking. Black Lodge has been an honor. The Grey Company owes you much and more.
I understand Prince Theodred's men have established a camp in the Heathfells.
Alright, it's time to go. Chapter 2, Grimbold. I understand Prince Theodred's men have established a camp in the Heathfells far to the south, at the fords of the River Isen. While the prince has been scouting in the Gravenwood, leadership of the camp fell to his second, a man named Grimbold. Travel south to this camp and tell Grimbold that you have come to help. And there we go. We're off. It's time to go to Rohan, and kind of got some like hell yeah going on. Rohan I think is where I got to with my last character, so, and of course I don't remember any of this, so it's time to what's the name of that? I'm excited to proceed. Fourth Brand. And I also will say that Dunland, which I was sort of blowing through until it forced me not to, has turned out to be great overall. I really enjoyed questing here. And yeah, I don't remember if I quested here the first time, but this has really been a treat to quest here, so wait, what was the name of that? I forgot already. So what was the name? Sorry, what was the name? I apologize for having what was it? Oh, yeah, Frothbond. Oh, Brond, okay. Let's see if they can get us anywhere near. We are not going to swift travel. Let's enjoy the ride. Again, I've been there already, so that's why I can unlock it. That's why it's unlocked, but yeah, let's enjoy the ride a little bit. It's not that there wasn't anything going down there, but it was a little tricky figuring out, like, okay, should I quest here? What is going on there? This road's blocked. And in the end, I was like, yeah, let me just go back to Dunbog and see if they are level appropriate. And they were. Like, some of them in whatever this is, Galtrev, I think, the quests were a little too low level. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need to find somewhere else. But the Dunbog worked out. And I'm glad it did, because, yeah, it led me to do a lot of questing. And get to know, like, the Dunland area. And again, I don't know if I just don't remember, but, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, no, I feel like I've really quested here. I got the gist of the stories and what's going on. Alright, we are about to enter the Gap of Rohan. You hear the subtle audio changes as we transitioned into the new area. I don't know where Isendale is. Is Isendale on... Oh, yes, in the central. Okay. There's Ardwin, who I think is who we're looking for something. Yeah, bringer of ill news.
Dunlund's rally, banner of the White Hand.
Music's really, really going for it. Alright, so it looks like this is a bad place for this map. So it looks like there's two directions. We need to go to both ends. Let's start by going to... Or are they both over there? I thought one was in Isendale. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of that. So I do have... Like you see, I have a couple quests here I could be banging out. Let's take this one off. Where is Rohan Awaits? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that the North Wold? Okay. Get an overall picture. You got Isengard there. You've got Galtra. This is the Dunland up here where we just were. I don't know where this quest wants us to go. Cross the bridge into Rohan and talk to a Rohirrim. This quest must be turned in before completing the quests of Langhold. Now, I don't know who Langhold is, and maybe I screwed that up. I'm going to click it. Just not sure where we are. Well, Lothlorien...
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Crossing to Rohan at last. Well, I'm not sure how we got here. Wildemore. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to... I'm just banging these out, but I'm going to stop...
Our mission is dire.
Okay, let's bail. Where... Bree... Dunlin. Let's get out of here. Let's go to... Not even going to look around. Just going to pop that one off, because again, I don't know... I just don't want to lose the quest because I do it out of order. So we're back here where we started. Let's get the book quest back up. I'll bring these back up too, just in case they're easy to bang out while I'm here. You know, you can see like something's straight to the west. We could probably look there really quickly, and then on our way we can do whatever, I guess. So let's tackle whatever's west. I think it's right at the foot of these hills.
Welcome and well met, my friend. The Rohirrim are grateful for your aid. Greetings. You have a moment. I have need of your assistance.
Again, having learned nothing from Dunlin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip a lot of these quests and get back to focusing on the book quest. Maybe I'll have a need to take on these quests to get some levels, but right now, let's move on. Because, you know, like, obviously this is why I'm here, right? I'm here to aid the Rohirrim from the encroaching Dunland forces, keep the Gap of Rohan open, so that's sort of what I'm kind of half-tasked to do here, but, I definitely want to get back to the book quest. It's been a little bit. How do I get around? Okay, oh, defeat the hounds. Okay, so yeah, we're here. So let's, yeah, because I don't want to call the side quests distractions, because they're clearly tied in to the main quest more than you sometimes realize. Okay, so we've added Defeat the Houndmaster to the pile, but it's just up here, so it shouldn't be too much of a cunning hunting hound. That's one we need. Yeah, I mentioned, like, you know, Aubrey the Weird One. She's the one that ends up, like, in my feeds the most for Lotro you know, streaming, stuff like that. But sometimes it's, you know, when you click on that, it'll show you, like, it's nice to see that, you know, there's some Lotro streaming going on, and it's not just like on, like, I guess the official Twitch channel where they, like, seem to feature streamers, but there seems to be some consistent Lotro streaming going on. I get the boot off before. Yeah, this might be a tough fight. Let's give it a shot. We're gonna go heavy on defense. Let's pump that up, get that going immediately. And then let's just start healing. Again, so that was using the quick gambit ones. Like, I could do bunk, and that gives me the bleed. If I go... I have it set up so I can do the... you can do the... I'm standing here hitting the wrong buttons. Get back to healing because I'm not paying attention. The one that does group damage but also heals you. And the more you have surrounding you, the more health you get back. That's one you can sort of do quickly. This one. Oh, not that one. I screwed it up. Okay, health is holding steady. This guy should be potentially signature. There we go. So it's a little... Get out of his area of effect. Get out of that. I'm going to start being a little more methodical about the healing gambit, just going, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, not just randomly, like... There we go, defeated the Houndmaster. Still haven't gotten all the hounds I need, but, oh, there's one right there. This is a Vicious, which this one will finish off that, so I just need the Cunning Hunting Hounds. So you can see, like, even a one-on-one fight, like, it's knocked me down, like, 1,300 morale. Like, beforehand, you know, I could make it so my morale basically didn't get dinged. Cunning Hunting. Yes, I need that. Okay, we got the last two we need right here. So let's finish this up. Where'd you go? There we go. So resisted both bleeding attacks. So I'm just gonna pile on quick damage. L, so we've got this one done. This one's up. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if I'm just hallucinating this. It's got a slightly more woodsy North Lone Lands kind of vibe, at least for me at the moment. And of course, I really enjoy the Lone Lands area to quest in. But that might be misremembering. These are still Dunlendings, okay. Here we go. We need grunts and guards. Start with a grunt. And again, even with upping the difficulty to level 2, which means I'm taking more damage, I'm doing less damage. You know, even like a level 74. Filers are not going to do it. 74 is, you know, one-on-one is still no challenge at all. But you get a little bonus XP to make up for the fact I'm not wearing that thing in the pocket item. However, a little bit helps. Do a little, I don't need it, but a little healing, because why not? He's gonna get off whatever, because I went the wrong way on my... There's a way you can like cancel a gambit mid, but I figured it might not be that big of a deal. Switched over to the grunt to interrupt him, and then started doing a Boar's Rush. So it put me out of position to do a boot. I guess I have the uppercut though. Where is that? Where did I put that? Put it on the thing. So I put a lot more of my attack things down here. Strength of Morale is a quick... Do I not have that? Oops, I better pay attention. So in order to do this, you need to have Strength of Morale trait equipped. Now traits... Are they part of your character? Or are they... Oh, here we go, traits. I have 1 point, okay. Equipped. So, oh, I don't have Strength of Morale. Which one could I lose? Return to Bree? Balance of Man, I want that. Uppercut I like. It's an interrupt. There we go. Man of the Fourth Age. Plus 24 will. I feel like I can... no, but I sometimes do use that Return to Bree. Okay, so this is for fellowship skills. I don't play in a fellowship, so let me swap. There we go. Alright, so the reason why I wanted that is because it's a nice, kind of a nice... What is it, 22? That's, you know, almost half my health. I can just pop off if I need to. So, it's a good, like, emergency. Work Defiler, don't need those. Looking for 2 grunts, 1 guard. And I'm sure at some point it's going to be like, now go back, kill Defilers, and then summon the boss or something. It's, you know, the pattern of how these often go. Okay. 2 grunts, this will do it. again, I'm much more mindful of like seeing a status effect hit me, and doing what I can to at least try and alleviate it, just to, because some of those damage over time, whatever it is, it can really stack up. Oh, this is a cave, so it's going to send you to the cave at some point, I imagine. Yep, I didn't think I was going to break my legs doing that. Let's see, got another player here. Rungar, it's always, or is that an NPC? That might be an NPC. Oh yeah, because if they're going to be Riders of Rohan, they're going to start, yeah. Training and practicing.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
Okay, so we can get back to Galtrev in central Dunland. Of course, Frothbond here in the center of the Gap of Rohan. Oh, Diverin of the Grey Company's made his way here. Very nice. Although, that doesn't seem to be going well. Seems to be taken prisoner. I'm sure we're going to have to address that. I'm going to take this side quest, Saruman, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to grab it just to have it, but let's get back to the book quests.
Theodred has come back to us from his study of the Dunlanding clans.
And his news is worrying. He tells me you are the man who escaped from Isengard and spoke of the army you saw being trained. We will need your help if we're to hold this crossing against Saruman. He commands both Dunlandings and Uruks, and we must keep all of them on this side of the river out of Rohan. Familiarize yourself with the situation here, friend. Find the map table southeast of here in the camp to see where we plan movements of our forces. I would also like you to speak with Trumbald on the road north of the camp to learn what he's seen there today. Speak to Sinstan, Theodred's esquire, on the western bank of the Isen, south of here. He's been running messages back and forth across the ford as needed. Once you've done these things, find Theodred somewhere in the camp. He's reacquainting himself with the situation here as well. So it feels very, like, military business. Okay.
I want you to become familiar with the situation here, friend.
No problem. There's the map table, so let's go check that out. Again, we got to figure out why they're holding a member of the Grey Company prisoner. We're gonna have to clear that up. The table is used by the Rohirrim to plan their strategy and movements. Okay. It's like we don't have to do anything, just get close. Okay, so we need to just east of the camp here. Let's start by doing that. The River Isen.
Oh, hello there. I'm Prince Theodred's esquire.
Kind of hoping you would say his name. Sinstan, I'm the Prince Esquire. I help him with his armor and his steed and with anything else he needs doing. Right now he has me bringing messages back and forth across the ford, getting the men on the other side organized for their defense of the bank. Someone has taken one of my bracers, and I think they have hidden it somewhere. It's their idea of a jest, I suppose. Nay, do not bother looking for it. They'll turn up eventually. Okay, let's cut north. Man, so what's been going on here at Black Lodge? It's been a tricky summer. I think this, we are really having trouble getting all three of us on the mics together, and it's just I always say, like, real life, trademark, whatever. It's but it's been really disruptive. So I apologize that you've been getting probably way too much of me, and hopefully it levels out. I just don't know how or when.
Saruman does have an army. He's keeping it inside Isengard for now.
Things have been quiet on the road for several days now. If Saruman does have an army, he's keeping it inside Isengard for now. I think those must just be tales, after all. I know, I've seen them firsthand. Trumbald looks at you curiously. Were you really imprisoned by Saruman? There have been some arguments among the men about it. You nod and tell him briefly of your stay within the ring of Isengard and of your escape. His face falls at your tale. How many Uruks did you say? By the Hammerhead, he does have an army. Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. So this is like the Orc Cave in the north, from whence they came. I assume that's going to be the little... Oh, it's not quite what I was expecting. Scouting the way, scouting the way. Yeah, let's find a good place for this, since we're going to be here for a while. Up here, I guess, is as good as any. Let's head north since we're here and see what's up with scouting the way. So it looks like you're starting to get signs of Isengard's destruction. Oh, because it's right there. That's why. Okay. It's kind of giving off Isengard vibes. Boom. Oh. How did that get by me? All right. Discovered the Pillar of the White Hand. So, a lot of my memories of Isengard are this. It's sort of like getting this Angmar kind of vibe where, you have a lot going on around the ring and you're doing stuff.
Aid is welcome, friend.
Less so about the canned experience of escaping and its drudgery. I gotta tell you, this is very tempting. Just like, defeat White Hand sentries. Is it just go kill 8 of these? Yes. But is it go kill 8 of these in Isengard? Fuck yes. So, that's what I'm talking about. Just knock the shit out of me. Good for you. Can I get back in this fight here? What's going on? I don't know if the feedback is just below the Yellow Brick Road here. But I wasn't seeing like the rings of like, hey, you targeted this guy, you targeted that guy. But seriously, like taking the fight to the walls of Isengard, hell yeah. Does this guy count? And it's not, something's up with, No, okay, the Isengard warrior doesn't count. They're orcs. I'm sure at some point he's gonna be like, now go back out there and kill the orcs. But just getting a little taste. Oh man. Look at this. This is what's cool about Isengard. Not the crap I was doing before. Is this an orc? Yeah. I mean, can we win? No, obviously not. But can we harass them? Can we do anything, even the slightest bit, to jam up their objectives? Absolutely. And that's how I feel like, you know, to me that sort of encapsulates how, like, this whole fight goes with, Forces of Evil. You know, we're on our heels pulling off the impossible until we win it all. And each step, each time we put it all on the line to win it all, each one gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger until you have, like, Aragorn at the gates of Mordor doing his For Frodo thing where he leads a whole army kind of to its, you know, it's a sacrificial move. Does that count? No. No, so it's only certain ones matter, and I'm not hitting those. What are we looking for? Sentries. Ambushers. These are orc. Anyway. Oh, there's a sentry. It's gonna draw 2, but I'll do it. Oh, maybe not. Ambushers. Ambushers. Yeah, there's plenty of variety to have you return here 7 times and kill a new batch of 8, but, man, look at all this. What's that red ring? Whoops. Screwed that up. Is that find the first patrol point? Are they trying to pinpoint where sentries are a little bit to help you out? Little reverse breaths in the sound design to... Okay, here's the first patrol point. Find the second patrol point. Got a cave up ahead, it looks like. I'm sure the main story was going to bring us back here eventually, but it's just, it's too tempting. Not to go poke your head in a little bit. Yeah, for some reason, clicking on the targets is not always working. Discover the Fang Rider's Warren. This might be the last, yeah, this is the last sentry we need. Not the second patrol point, not yet. Ooh, Fallen Rohirrim. Collect the helm, the spear, and the shield. Wondering, can I get up here and get around without... I might have to take out this guy. Let's do it. See what they bring to the table. If anything special. Got a aura of protection, so it's probably boosting their health up a little bit or something. Resistances. Did sunder my armor a little bit, it looked like. But nothing crazy. Got a guy doing his best out here on the front lines. Provisioner. I wonder why you need a let's.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Since I'm here anyway, I'm probably gonna kill 8 of these guys just walking around picking up the pieces. And also, I'm just letting myself get distracted because I like it here. You know, when you get to be in like the big set pieces, it's something special. This game does not disappoint. Does this count as a goblin? It does. There's the helm. Is that a goblin? Yes. Get a little healing going, just to, I don't need it, but just to sort of top off a little bit as standing around here. Okay, let's get the helm. There's going to be a warg right there that I'm going to have to deal with. Wargs have status effects that really can hit hard beyond normal. Like sometimes I'm fighting a warg and not really paying attention. Like, oh wait, I'm actually really hurt. And then I realize, oh, it's because I've been bleeding on 3 other things. Pick up the helm. Now the other thing should be right here. 3rd patrol point, okay. What's the cooldown on the uppercut? 3 minutes. Okay, so it's an interrupt, but it's a good backup when I've used this, but that's not... I should be... What's this? Defiant Challenge. Forces 10 near... this is not something I think I need at the ready. I'm gonna move this to the end just so it's a quick... Just hit the last key and then you're good. Okay. I'll start heading south to finish up these goblins. Because I think that's where the other pieces are. What do we need? We need, how many more? Got the spear, but my fear is we're going to start running out of goblins as we head back in this direction. It seems to be more half-orcs. Uruks. And I need 2 more. Now these warg riders, they count as goblins they did before? Yes. Nope. Screwed that up. I'm getting good frames per second, as I usually do, but yeah, it's just that sluggishness keeps creeping in. Fourth patrol point, okay. Where's the spear? That's what I'm trying. Is it way back over there? I thought that was the quest giver, the provisioner. There we go. That's an Uruk, so it's not going to count. That's Uruk. One more goblin. Warg Rider should be a goblin, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's start handing these in. Cunning Eyes was the 8. Let's just jump around.
Well met, friend.
Okay. Got 2 in the Nan Kurnir camp. 3 in the Nan Kurnir camp. So we're just going to zip over. Actually, that's... You know, let's ride it. Let's spend some time here. See if we can get a path to the road and then work our way down. Thread this needle and then hopefully we're in the clear for the most part. Man, seriously. Is this the camp? Again, is it right? Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna take the missions. I'm not gonna focus on them right now, though. It was nice to get a little taste. Getting like 17 grand a pop, though. That's not bad. Let's see. Lie in wait by the pillar of the hand and defeat Saruman's men. Oh, that's just a one-time. How far is that? It might not be that far. Let's go do that. Okay, Pillar of the White Hand. Defeat the messenger. What do you think? Do you think I need to get right up against that, like kill that guy? It did seem to give me the... Let's give it a shot. Let me just... Okay, Saruman's messenger approaches. Which direction? There we go. Dunlending emissary. Ooh, he's got, yeah, running messages. Here we go. We're gonna knock this guy off. It's a signature with 5,900 morale, just north of 5,900 morale. Again, shouldn't be tough. Strong opening strike, why not? For Saruman, knocked him on his ass. Some bleeds going. Should probably use that more as an opening strike. Got a two-handed sword going. Nice. I'm sure this is not the end of it. Or maybe not. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna grab it, but now I'm gonna... Because that one's gonna start taking me back. I assume this is going to be like a instance. Oh, nope, we're right here, so let's defend him. Okay, try to pick up his trail, but is well disguised. Did you hear something? It's on. Trying to do a decapitating strike here on Daggeras, heading up the operations. Again, could be a signature, but definitely not as pumped up with morale as the messenger was. So, but took down my health because I wasn't. Daggeras has survived. All right. See what we get. 56 vitality. That's a bit of a bump if I want to change out an earring. What's this? It's a real drop in armor, but a little more. I don't think I want to lose that much armor. What's this? That's a little better. So I could gain 6 vitality, or I can gain 7. I'll take the earring. Meet me by the caves. Again, this is where we're going to get off this train for a little bit at least. We're looking to replace this earring. Does this get us above 5 grand? It does. 5,011 morale. Nice. Horse has gone astray. Again, I'll grab them. But then I'm going to clear them for the time being. Oh no, that's that one. We got a lot of quests here ready to hand in. So yeah, some of them are going to take us back here. Let's start handing stuff in. We're just going to zip around, save a little bit of time. I guess the provisioner's got...
Well met, friend. Greetings, traveler. Will you
Okay,
stay?
again, I'm not going to do that. Let's undo that one and let's start bopping around a little more. Roam, encampment. That's back. Okay, so let's go back to the encampment. We'll drop 3 quests off there and figure out what's going on.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim. Welcome and well met, my friend. Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Not a ton of XP for those, but that's okay. Talk to Theodred in Grimbold's camp. So that's the book quest we need to hit up. So let's
The Dunlendings rally to the banner of
This
the
might not
White
be the
Hand.
camp though. Is this we need to get back over here. This we can catch a ride, hopefully.
Welcome, my friend.
Take the long road, take a moment to get a drink, etc. Oh, not get a drink, just have a sip. Oh, stretch a little bit. Yeah. So old. Yeah, but I was saying, real life has been really rough. Not like 1,000-yard stare rough for all of us, but it's just so much is going on. So we haven't been able to get all 3 of us on the mic. We thought we were going to very recently, and then just fell apart at the last second. What are you going to do, I guess? Maybe I should check in and see if everybody still wants to do this. It's not like a huge commitment, but it is potentially a commitment. And while we specifically said, I don't know if we said this on mic or off mic, we didn't want to see this as a job. It is something we feel like, I really want to get to that. And it's a disappointment when we can't. And again, I apologize for how much stuff I've been putting out. It should be all 3 of us. It's way better when it is what I should say. But at the time of this recording, on the CRPG front, I just finished up my my Fable run, Fable Anniversary, which means I think I'm going to focus. I had too many games. I had Space Trucking and Tainted Grail and Fable, and it's too much. It was too overloaded. So I'll spend some more time with Tainted Grail now, taking the Fable slot. And again, no promises for full replays. Complete playthroughs, I mean. But this will keep going. And I'll try and, if we can't get the 3 of us on the mic, if 2 of us can get on, hopefully, great. If it's just one, if I'm happy to keep figuring out things to solo.
I am devising a plan, and once all is ready, I want you to be a part of it.
I'm glad you've come. I would have welcomed any of your ranger friends. Of course, you got one tied up. I don't know if you know that as well, but I understand that they have their own mission. I wish them well in it. Enough talk. It's time to strengthen my forces. They will have need of strength in days to come.
We know that Saruman has a much larger force of Uruks than we do of men.
Okay. Grimbold estimates that each one of us is worth at least 20 Uruks, but he's from Grimslade, and the men of that place are not known for their mastery of numbers. I fear he underestimates the savagery of Saruman's forces, and then there are the hostile Dunlending clans to consider. Athelard has gone to the Iat in the middle of the river to train some of the men. I don't know how you say that word. They have seen less combat than others, and they have much to learn if they're going to be of help during a real battle. Go to him and help him train those youths. Okay. That's going to be, yeah, that group over there. Just to double check, Gap of Rohan, from whence they came, I think was... No. I thought there was something like literally right there. Which one is that? Horses Gone Astray? Gnashing Fangs? No, from whence they came. So from whence they came, yeah. What is that one? We'll keep them on the list. You know what? Let's, these are not on this map, so let's pull those off. But let's keep that on the list. I mean, it's, you know, it's not that far. It's in the opposite direction at the moment, but maybe something will take us over there at some point. Cross the Gap of Rohan here a little bit, get to the other side.
These men need to be stronger. I need to make them stronger.
We're the only defense between Saruman's evil and the people of Rohan. I need to make them stronger. Find a warrior and an archer and fight with them. Perhaps your example will teach them something. Come here, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
I am ready to show you the strength of my arm.
You have bested me, friend. Thank you for the training.
If you believe you can best me in training, prove it is so.
I mean, they're not slouches. Didn't register the shield press I did in there to try to build up the 3-step bleed, but that's okay.
Well, what do you think of their abilities?
Are they made of stern enough Are they made of stern enough stuff to stand against the forces of Saruman you beheld within Isengard? Athelard sighs heavily. Well, they'll have to do. You should find Rungar and help him with the training of his riders. He's just to the north of Grimbolt's camp. Just gonna lay it out there. I've mentioned a number of times how I don't like the war horse stuff in this. When we get there, I will go into full whining mode. It's going to be humiliating on my part, but I cannot. I'm going to be a little bitch about it, so just brace for impact. That's all I'm saying. It's sort of starting to take us in the direction of that other quest. Maybe we can just traipse up there after this.
My men are practicing a technique to help them fight from horseback.
Sure. With careful aim, my men can ensnare their enemy's legs with a thrown net. It'll help keep the foeman from attacking until our footmen can close the distance. Gather up the nets they have already thrown and bring them to me, and I will give them to the new riders. This is something they must master to be as effective as we must be. Yeah, you know, sure. And I feel bad about whining so much because, like, the intention behind it is really cool. Like, to immerse you, like, you know, you're riders of Rohan. You're horseback shit. And I just, at least at the time I first tried, I just hated it. I don't know if they smoothed it out at all, but I hated it. Like, I just actively didn't participate in it.
Throwing the nets is improving with each pass.
beyond what I literally had to. Once they've mastered it, we will be better prepared for any... We'll be better prepared to face any unmounted foe that came. For a second there, I panicked that I had forgot to unpause or unmute my mic. Theodred will wish to see you. He is somewhere in the camp to the south, I expect. Tell my prince that the riders are becoming more skilled at the technique he suggested, and that I have some craftsmen working on more nets. Okay. So while we're here, let's just bang out whatever this from whence they came is. It's just up the road and to the left. Don't know if I can avoid that defiler to get up this hill. Is that uppercut not, Oh, I thought that interrupted. Where is he? Oh, he's... Oh, he's... Okay, standing on top of it.
At your service, and your family.
All right. Did I just increase some... Reputation change. Yeah, I was going to say, did I just bump that up? Ally to the Rise of Theodred. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been working with him for a while. It makes sense that that would happen. A friend, I mean. Yeah. I don't actually know Watcher of Roads. I think I still like that one. But, I haven't checked in a while. Legendary Traveler. Seven stars, Baker's Dozen. Walked into Mordor. Quest, ally to the Wardens. That's a cool sounding one. Enforcer of the Helm is pretty good. Known in Rivendell sounds like somebody wrote my number on a bathroom, so that's not that impressive. Known to the Grey Company. Hunter of Dark Beasts. I might just stick with Champion of the Lone Lands. I'm just going to stick with... That's a little boasty. I'm going to stick with Watcher of Roads. Let's see what his quest is.
Welcome. You have come at a most fortuitous time.
Let's see what he needs to collapse the cave. Okay, so he's going to swing the pick. I need to defend him, I guess. Oh.
Ondor the dwarf seeks to collapse the tunnels from which the orcs waylay the innocent, avenging the death of his father and sealing the doom of his foes.
Well met.
All right, here we go. They're going to come running. I'm going to need to hold them off for a minute or two. I'm not going to worry about what he says from here on out, so let's just kill people. Hey, how's it going? Hold them off a bit longer. Yeah, it's going fine so far. I don't know if they're going to swarm in a minute, but one at a time is going quite well for me. Yeah, this Defiant thing seems like it could be good for a fellowship. When, like, you know, it's like, oh shit, we're getting swarmed. And I'm like, you know what, I'll pull them. And then somebody keep me alive. Ooh, this could be... Okay, he might be an elite. So let's immediately start clearing things, go into defensive mode, get our shields up going. Can be methodical. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, guess he's gonna help now. Nope, screwed that up. Well ahead in the morale deficits department, so let's start piling on the damage and put him down. It's one more for the old dwarf. Back to work. T-posing. Alright, it'll take him weeks to dig out of this. Lazy curs, alright. There were dwarves trapped in there. You'd be an attempted murderer, but they'd be out in a day. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, so now I guess we get to collect our reward.
Well met, friend.
Elegant silk gloves is not really our thing as a warden. What's up with this helmet? It's a little less than what we've already got. What about this ring? It's a bump in vitality, so let me take that. It's got a nice finesse rating going on. So let's get this ring going. I think we want to replace this one, the chipped silver ring. Again, I prioritize vitality because it makes the numbers go up in a very clear way. That's fun. You know, again, when I see a level 150 guy running around with 300,000 hit points, I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? Is it going to snowball, or am I just doing something wrong, or is that really the multiplier power of deeds when it's like plus 8%, but the 8% it keeps going more and more up? You know, I don't know. Kind of interesting, though. It's like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of things I missed, but Gap of Rohan did not waste any time just getting you over here to the right. Like, this Wolf's Cleft, I don't know how you get in there. Again, I've been on the precipice overlooking it, and then when I traveled this road at one point, there was a gate blocking your progress. So I'm not quite sure how you do it, and maybe I just missed it. There's a part of me that's curious because they do get a little bit more into, like, changing landscape stuff. Where am I going? Am I not in Grimbold's camp? I am. Here we go.
We need every man to be ready, for what I have in mind is dangerous.
But the reward, should we prevail, could be significant. If we wait until Saruman's army is ready, we cannot hope to hold the fort against him. We do not have the men. Your report of the size of Saruman's force has it much larger than I feared. If we can catch him before he's ready, we might strike such a blow that his force will be sent into disarray. He is wise, yes, and is the wise man not cautious? He will see that we have taken him by surprise, and he will retreat behind his walls, and he will continue to grow his army until he is certain we cannot oppose him. Every day that goes by is a day in our favor. The size of his army is of no account as long as it stays within Isengard. Let it stay there forever. We must make him uncertain enough of his success that he never moves it. That's my proposal. If you're still willing to help us, Grimbold has asked that you ride with him. Let's do it. Okay, Book 5, Chapter 3.
Prince Theodred's plan is a daring one, but there is wisdom in it.
He's like his father in this. He does not shy away from using his strength where it is necessary. I would like you by my side during the daring strike, Black Lodge. We'll plant the seed of doubt in Saruman's mind, and he may think twice before sending his army forth.
Prince Theodred's plans are set forth on the map table. We begin at dawn.
Okay, we'll begin at dawn on the 25th. We will strike Saruman hard and fast and use his own caution against him. So long as he thinks his army is not ready to march and must remain behind the walls of Isengard, there will be no threat to Rohan. Alright, you study the maps placed upon the table and consider Theodred's plan. First, he must determine what defenses to leave at the fort of Isen, then he will ride north to Isengard with a host of riders. The attack will begin at dawn.
Dawn came swiftly on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared to conduct his daring strike.
I hope you've awakened refreshed, Black Lodge. I doubt not this will be a long day. I have a few matters left undone which must be resolved, then we ride. Okay, we'll need many men at my side at Isengard, but we must not leave the fort undefended. Who do you have in mind to command the riders we leave behind? Kata was my first choice. His brother Edwig already spoke to me, desiring a place in our host. Their mother is old, and if our attack on Isengard goes ill, I would not deprive her of both her sons. Now here I am bitching about Saving Private Ryan. Here we go. Come, Black Lodge. We will tell Sistin to deliver this message. My prince. Prince Theodred, may fortune smile on us this day. If it does not, we will make our own fortune, my friend. That's the attitude. Sistin, is everything all right? What are you looking for? My prince, it's nothing. I misplaced one of my bracers, that's all. It'll turn up, I'm sure. I need you to cross the East Bank with a message for Kata. Tell him he's to remain here with his men and to hold the fort against whatever may come. Want him to stay here? I'll tell him, but he's not going to like it. Kata is a man of Rohan and will understand what is needed of him, and will not advance through the front gate to victory while leaving this postern gate open to the enemy. Someone must stay to hold the fort in the event I have misjudged Saruman's mind. Theodred lowers his voice and addresses you quietly. You should go with Sistin to deliver my words. He's untested by battle, and the men see him still as a green boy. I mean, clearly they're hiding all of his shit as a joke. Kata may be less bristly towards my esquire, if you are there as well. I need a word with Athelard before we go. He's not pleased at the quality of the spears we have, but it's too late to make more. They'll have to suffice. Okay, so we're going to escort. Where are you? Tell me why these spears are unsatisfactory. Hope you don't mind getting your feet wet again, Black Lodge. Kata is on the east bank of the river, and the stones can be treacherous. Let's do it. Been in some battles, huh, Black Lodge? Of course you have. Can I ask you a question? You've come a long way from your homeland, Black Lodge, and you've seen a great deal of danger. These battles in which you have fought. When you were embroiled in the thick of them, were you frightened? I cannot ask this of the men. They would think me a coward. But I'm already frightened. We've not yet even begun to march. Well, I will be with Theodred, and he has never known fear. Cannot bear to bring shame upon my family, or my prince. Thank you for listening, friend. I will follow your example and not give in to these doubts. Kata, are you here? You are to remain here with your men to hold the ford. It is the will of the prince. Kata's not thrilled by that. I should not be left behind. Just throw my mouse around. My place is at the front of the column with my prince. Kata's eyes flash angrily at you from beneath the rim of his helmet. I will do as I'm commanded, but I wish it were not necessary. My men will hold the fort against whatever comes, as my prince desires. But I think we wait here uselessly, while our brothers and our friends ride into battle against the armies of Saruman. I understand the need for it, but I chafe at that need and do not want to sit here in idleness while Prince Theodred rides into danger. Gather to me, men of Rohan. I think it's been discussed. We have our orders, friends, my brothers. Our prince rides forth to see the enemy with his own eyes. He leaves the defense of his home and his people in the hands of those he trusts. Again, spinning it like our hands, spinning it in a good way to make this, to rally the troops and make them, they're not going to fail him. Let none pass into Rohan. We are the last defense of its people. Some people say, that's sort of Aragorn's superpower. Oh, that is all. It's obviously he's, the lost king of, whatever. Not Rohan. Gondor. But at the same time, what he's able to do is he's able to rally people. And not just because, because a lot of times he just keeps his identity to himself, but he has that leadership quality to get people to, guys, we need to focus, we need to work together, we need to be on task, let's go. And that's a real skill. I did tell the prince that Kata would not be happy about staying here. You heard me tell him that. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes and see if I can find my missing bracer. You should cross the ford again and tell the prince that the ford will be defended while they are away. While we are away, I guess. All is ready then. Kata will hold the east bank of the ford with the men at his command, and the rest of us will ride north to Isengard. The Irid will follow my lead, and Grimbold will dismount and command the foot as a separate unit if the terrain off-road warrants it. Athelard will call the mark for his archers. It will be some hours before we are in sight of Isengard. It's best we get started. Mount your steed, Black Lodge, and talk to Grimbold. Then we ride for Isengard. Let's ride together. Let us bring news of our defiance to Saruman himself.
Prince Theodred left riders at the ford of Isen to guard the passage into Rohan, and he went north with a second group to Isengard.
The daring strike. Again, there might be some noise outside, but screw it. Alright, here we go. Ride with Grimbold up the road to Isengard. I would vastly prefer this to be the mounted stuff. You don't need to... I don't know. They wanted to incorporate fighting on horseback. My prince, what's the word from ahead? You will know soon. I sent Hildred on ahead to scout the road. We're nearly there, Black Lodge. I can smell the stench of Isengard even from here. Look, he returns. Prince Theodred. There are orcs and half-orcs outside the walls, but their number is not great. We have taken the wizard unawares. Perhaps. Do not celebrate yet, Hildred. Battle is still unfought. This news lightens my heart, but we must not forget that Saruman is devious. This strike will remind him that we are not to be lightly set aside and that he is not immune to attack. Any more than that is more than I expect. The dawn has passed. It will be midday when we move to the next stage of my plan. Ready yourself for what comes next, Black Lodge. We have several hours right ahead of us. Then we'll see if Saruman is prepared to face me in battle, or if he will cower behind his walls in perpetual caution. Okay, now we're going to do the strike midday.
Theodred came to the gates of Isengard by midday, and the Uruks arrayed before him, readied for his assault. We lined up, ready to charge.
Fucking love it. Look at this. I think that also might have been part of my disappointment with because here we are doing rider shit, and then they changed the rider shit to warhorse with like clumsy tank controls, and Hildred spoke true. There are orcs outside the walls, but their numbers should not be a problem for us. Let's see what they think of my riders. Rohirrim! Our foe lies before us. See them assembled outside their walls. They're just going to stand there and watch us talk. Grimbold, have your archers send our greeting to Saruman. With pleasure, my prince. Archers, come forward. Volley. Grimbold take Black Lodge and attack from their flank, while our riders harry them. Okay, so I should get off my horse. We will cut through the brush on the side of the road and attack our enemy's flank. This way, Black Lodge, on foot. By the time we get there... Look, the riders have begun their attack. Oh, here we go. Did you hear that, Black Lodge? Someone comes, get ready. Okay. I didn't miss too much. That was not all of them. Stay alert. Now, Grimbold's got like almost 16,000 morale, so I don't need to worry too much about, like, protecting him too much. More half-orcs approach. There were archers from hiding, he said. He's not pumping out the damage, but he at least can hold his own from getting hit. Here comes another, and it sounds like a big one. Rungar. Grimbold, Black Lodge. Rungar, we thought you were an enemy. Prince Theodred has routed the enemy. Victory is ours, Black Lodge. Grimbold, come with me. And we will send them howling back into the Ring of Isengard. We will send them back to Saruman.
Our victory was short-lived. All was still as the gates of Isengard swung open. Out boiled a mighty force of Saruman's Uruks. They sought to surround us, and Theodred ordered a retreat.
I like how this is done. Like they break it up with a cutscene that uses like a sort of a operational map, strategic map, I don't know what. Okay, we're outnumbered. The prince has ordered a retreat, but first we must survive the attack. Our riders have managed to net some of our foes, attack the netted Uruks, and keep them from breaking through. So we gotta kill 3 of them. Netted, let's do it. Okay, I gotta be careful, I'm getting 2 on me, so I gotta actually pay attention. As we are outnumbered. Make sure I'm getting weird camera. There we go. Is that like just the edge of the map? Is that one? Okay, where's the other one? Here we go. Oh shit, this auto track, I forgot what button it is. This is our chance. We have to retreat now. Okay. I thought it was V. X? It's X. That's what it was. I'm gonna kill this guy because I'm only half paying attention. I'm gonna get killed by him. Are you Black Lodge? You are. We have to get out of here. Shouts of despair and cries of terror rise from the pockets of Rohirrim, still fighting for their lives. The archer looks at you with fear in his eyes and throws his bow down in the dust. The day is lost. There are too many Uruks. The men begin to break for the road back to the fort, and all sense of order is lost as the Uruks gather on all sides. Okay, examine the map table and complete Battle of the Ford afternoon.
We formed up between Theodred and our foes, fighting for our lives and his. There seemed to be no end to the Uruks.
Talk to Grimbold. This is far enough, Black Lodge. Let us turn and face our pursuers. We must give Prince Theodred some time to move further south. We're delaying action, it makes sense. We have to give the Prince Theodred time to retreat. Do not let them get through. Stand your ground. Hold the line, men. Do not let them through. We must fall back. Hurry. Are we good? Push them back. More foes from the flank. I get them a little closer to incorporate. This Orc Warrior against Grimbold, I might not have any... Can I get him? Be done with you. We're doing well, Black Lodge. Every second we give Prince Theodred is a second unwasted. So long as we stand, Rohan stands with us. Okay, we'll keep following him. Oh no. Edwig is taking a grievous blow. It's time for fighting is over. Run. I guess nobody's going to tell them. There is no victory here. We have to run. Again, you don't have to... You don't have to be the fastest to outrun the bear. You just have to be the faster than the slowest person, right? This will be on us in moments. Oh, they will be on us in moments. Let me gather the men about us and ready them for one last assault. Gather to me, Saruman's hammerstroke will soon be upon us. Our prince has gotten to safety, but we cannot allow this force to reach him. Captain, a rider approaches. What? Captain, a second force of Uruks has come to the ford in secret. Kata has been driven back into Rohan. Prince Theodred is in danger. 1,000 curses upon Saruman. He sent a second force of Uruks to the ford on the other side of the river. We have to get back to the prince at once. Without Kata at the ford, Prince Theodred cannot drive them off with the few men he has in his party. All right. We cannot die here. We have to get back to the fort at once to save Prince Theodred. He'll be caught between the hammer and the anvil of Saruman.
The Uruks pursued us as we fled, and the riders Theodred left at the ford were driven away by their onslaught. The prince was forced onto the island in the middle of the river, attacked from both sides, and we could not reach him. All seemed lost.
Yeah, this was the town I was overlooking. I couldn't tell here at Wolf's Cleft. That's what it looked like.
The prince was trapped in the middle of the River Isen. We had to fight through the line of Uruks to reach him.
Death to the forces of Saruman, death to them all. Quickly, Black Lodge. We must get to the water's edge and see what's happened to the prince. Fight only those who get in the way. We must get to the water. That's a lot of them. Basically, I'm doing spear, fist, spear, then fist again, whatever, just to do AoE, and it doesn't seem like they're that tough, so they sort of go down pretty quickly. You think you can keep me from my prince? You are a fool to try. This guy might be... Nope, I was about to say a signature, going solo, but no. There's no time. Prince Theodred is beset on all sides. We have to cross the river and break through the ring that surrounds him. Look, Theodred is hard-pressed on all sides, but he still fights. Oh no. The prince has fallen. Someone fights on, keeping the Uruks at bay. Siston, the prince's esquire. Get back, you will not touch him. Siston, no! But well. There's a face I've seen before. But it's, yeah, Morflack, if you remember from the boring running around. Black Lodge. I thought we would not meet again. The old man was not pleased to lose you as his guest, and he was very cross with Morflack. Speaking of himself in the third person, always classy. But in his wisdom, he sent me forth to gain his forgiveness, and with a simple mission. All I needed to do was to kill the Horse Prince. I've done this, and more besides. This guy's gotta go. And now it'll settle my score with you. healing going just because we're in a deficit. Still at 11 grand, 10 grand. Nope. Some delays threw off the timing. Enough. Gather me, boys. Finish this maggot once and for all. Again, like, tough talk, and I just kicked your ass. Be strong, Prince Theodred. Morphlax's attention is drawn to the eastern bank of the ford, but before you can take advantage of his inattention, you are yourself rooted to the spot with wonder. A line of riders has come from Rohan, and the courage of the Uruks melts away as the Rohirrim prepare to charge.
And yet, as the sun set and our hopes with it, the sound of a horn signaled the arrival of a new force on the far side of the river. Elfhelm riding hard from Helm's Deep, with many riders at his call. The Uruks retreated before him, and the day was saved, but much was lost that could not be regained.
It's too bad they don't have what they needed to show that, because that, that was a good... what do we got going on over there? It's level 75... That's lore... Oh, okay. It was just, his outfit wasn't drawing in. Examine the mat table and complete Prince of Rohan, Knight. Okay. You study the maps. Okay, daring move, blah, 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 whatever.
Night fell on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared for one last journey. A journey to lands we know not.
Right, you are Black Lodge? Grimbold spoke to me of you. He says you fought bravely today. Elfhelm looks across the waters of the Isen and into the distance. Many men fought bravely today. For many a man, this was his last battle. I rode hard from Helm's Deep once Saruman's forces were spotted. Would that we got here sooner. Grimbold is with the prince. You should go to him. Black Lodge. Prince Theodred's wounds are grievous. He does not have much time left. I've given him a bedroll and tried to make him as comfortable as I can, but he shakes his head, a haunted look in his eyes. I'm a veteran of many wars, Black Lodge, and have seen death in all its forms, but to see Theoden's king's heir like this, more than my prince will die tonight. I fear Rohan dies with him. Grimbold, my old friend. My prince, I'm here. Is the ford? Is it? We still hold the ford, my prince. The Uruks have retreated to Isengard. Good. We need to keep. I'll hold the ford. Elfhelm, I thought I saw your shield. You did, my prince. I rode down the great orc that gave you that wound. His courage deserted him, and I planted my spear in his back. Courage. Siston, where is... Speaking of courage, you need your rest, my prince. We will speak of Siston another time. Grimbold, I am not a child. Siston fell defending you from the orcs, my prince. He was very brave. Black Lodge. I want you to know. Theodred coughs weakly. He's clearly near the end of his strength. My father cannot stand alone. He closes his eyes for a moment, but keeps speaking. My father, the king. He needs allies. if Rohan is to survive. We will stand by him. We are sworn to the king. He will have them. All of us will aid Theoden King. You will be with him, my prince. We will bring you to Edoras. No. Leave me here. I will keep the ford. Eomer. Prince Theodred is dead. We will bury him here, as was his wish, alongside his men. They will not return to Rohan, but will keep the ford alongside their prince until the end of all days. I'm ready for this day to be done, Black Lodge. I know it is the same with you. All right, talk to Grimbold. But seriously, like, that's good shit. You know, again, is the kill 7 orcs, kill whatever? Sure. But that was good shit. That I just, at least for me, like, I wouldn't have the investment in, like, a World of Warcraft setting or Guild Wars 2 setting for the story to have any meaning. Like, the whole thing for me was always, in my time with those games, just like, kill this, kill that, who cares? But again, Lotro, what makes it special, these book quests, is that I genuinely get engaged with the story. And even like last night with the side quest, I was up till 3 in the morning. Like, I started off as just bang, 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 let's just get some levels. And then it turned into like, wait, what's going on here? Oh yeah, look at that. This is, and really getting engaged with the story.
We cannot despair. We must not.
This was no accident, Black Lodge. Saruman sought to slay our prince, and he succeeded. With that accomplished, he is content to have his forces retreat. This is a hollow victory. We hold the ford, but the loss of Theodred is too much for Rohan to bear. We've lost much this day, but we cannot despair. We must not. We must hold the crossing or die. This crossing or die. Saruman accomplished what he wished for this day, but there will come another day, and when it does, he will seek to cross the Isen and move on to, into Rohan. My men and I will stand against him, and if you will stand with us, we may stand the longer. These dark days grow darker still. Rest now while you can, Black Lodge. Alright, chapter 4 complete.
It has been a long day. We could all use a rest.
Not just chapter 4 complete, book 5 complete. There we go. That was great. Like, after the disappointing book 4 that just dragged endlessly, this was a real return to glory. This was, I really enjoyed the whole story. Obviously, being in Isengard helps, but they didn't waste it. Like, they sort of floundered it a little bit in book 4. This was genuinely fantastic. So, yeah, I'm going to accept this. It's been a long day, Black Lodge, and we can all use a rest. We have held the ford, but have lost the prince, and that weighs heavily upon my mind. I fear the doom of Rohan is near. My men are tired, weary in the body and mind, and we cannot stop it. Go south of here to the milestone located in this camp. You will find a bedroll you can use there. Take your rest while you can. You may not have another opportunity for a while, and we need you to be ready. So there we are. We're ready to start book 6. Again, book 5. That was genuinely, for my taste, fantastic. Emotional, epic, you know, ebbs and flows. Huzzah, we're going to do it. Oh shit, it's a total ass kicking. Like that sort of Empire Strikes Back feeling, but now it's time to regroup and get it done. That was really fun. So, and also it's a lot shorter than book 4. So, sweet spot of time there as well. So there you go. Book 5, volume 3. Book 5 is in the books is knocked down, and I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm really having a great time, for the most part, doing this Let's Play series through all of the book quests, the main quests of this MMO. When you say it out loud, it sounds as dumb as it kind of is. So, thanks again to everybody who checked this out. If you're watching this, you found our YouTube channel, like and subscribe if this is your thing. We're mainly a tabletop RPG actual play podcast, and you can see all the different systems we have tried in the past. We're currently, when the three of us can get together, it's currently Matt Simbarum, but it's really dicey at the moment, so we'll see what's going on. But otherwise, thanks again. We always genuinely appreciate the people that check this out. We hope you'll stick around, and hopefully there's some fun to be had going on here. And we'll talk soon. Take care.